Hello dear children. In physics, we are going to start with the chapter motion. In this module, the topics that we are going to discuss are motion and rest, scalars and vectors. Children, in everyday life, we come across different types of motions. Some are visible whereas some not. For example, we can see the falling down of leaves, whereas we can't see the movement of air or wind. So how do we specify the motion of an object? In the image shown here, you can see some objects. You can see two objects located as A and B. Two people are standing there. In object A, you can see the person. The image shows that the person is in motion. So how do we specify the motion of this particular person or object A? So for describing the position of an object, we have to first of all locate a reference point. Let the reference point taken here be that tree. So with respect to the tree, we can say that object A is in motion because its position will change with respect to time and surroundings. Whereas object B, we can say it is in the state of rest with respect to that tree, because the tree, since it is still, the person is also still and the position of the person is not changing with time. So we can say that an object can be in the state of rest or can be in the state of motion at the same time, depending upon the reference point that is chosen. Or we can say clearly that motion is always relative. Let us consider an example. Consider two persons in a lift. Let the lift move upwards. The two persons are not in motion with respect to each other. That means with respect to the first person, the second person is at rest and vice versa. But for a person who is taken as a reference point outside the lift, these two people inside the lift are in motion. I think you understood the concept. Motion is relative. So what do we understand from this? An object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to time and surroundings. An object is said to be in the state of rest if it doesn't change its position with respect to time and surroundings. Motion is relative. To describe the position of an object, always we have to specify a reference point called the origin. Physical quantities. Physical quantities are the quantities that can be measured. Children, we know a lot of physical quantities that we have studied earlier. For example, mass, length, volume, area, all these things can be measured and we all know its units too. So this physical quantity is a topic that we are going to study in your higher classes, but for the time being here we are just having introduction. So physical quantities can be classified into two, scalars and vectors. So what's a scalar? A scalar is a physical quantity that has only magnitude. Example is given, more examples are there, some are listed, there is time, mass, distance, etc. For example, when we take time, we mention time in hour, second and all. So we have to mention only the magnitude or the value. Then what is a vector? A vector quantity is a quantity that has both magnitude as well as direction. For example, force. When we say about force, we have to say the magnitude in newtons and also we have to specify the direction in which the force is applied.